We are live. What's up? My name is Kenny Gould. I'm the founder of Hop Culture, creative director at Untapped, and your host for Virtual Happy Hour. If you can't tell from my shirt, we have a really cool guest today. This is a very special treat for me. We are interviewing Paul from Great Notion Brewing in Portland, Oregon. Great Notion has been one of my favorite breweries since I first tried Double Stack 5 years ago, maybe. Double Stack is a stout that tastes like pancakes, and it tastes like liquid pancakes. It was nuts. I've been following them ever since. Their art's incredible. Their beer's incredible. They're nice people. And they just came out with an app. Well, they've had an app out, but they just released a big new update. There's games. We're going to get into it. So let's get into it. Without further ado, please welcome my guest tonight, Uncle Paulie from Great Notion.
Woo! Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm drinking my my Augie.
So you have what's called Ogo Pogo on yours, kind of like the West Coast Loch Ness Monster, I guess, or the Northwest Loch Ness Monster. I have this. Oh, where's my camera? This badass like holographic crustacean. It's like a giant shrimp, maybe a langoustine or crawfish. Or why can't I get the camera tight? There you go.
Because it's the opposite way of the way you
Yeah. Sorry, I'm an idiot. There we go. Thumb splitter. What's up, dude? Cheers.
Cheers. Great to see you.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. I'm in. I miss you. It's great to see you.
You too, man. Should we pretend we did not just chat for 10 minutes prior to going live right now?
Oh, I thought we. Now everybody knows. I thought we were just gonna. I thought that was the unspoken rule.
I'm just
pretend like we just saw each other.
You look great though, dude.
Thank you. It's the lights.
You've been doing push-ups right before every podcast. You do push or what?
Actually, yeah. During my COVID project, I built a little gym in my basement. I have a squat rack down there for some squats.
But you do it right before you go live on camera, right? That's the trick.
Tonight I did. Yeah, that's the trick. That's how you look. And then the camera adds 10 pounds, but when I'm in this sweet flannel, it looks like muscle. So,
definitely, man. Yeah, you look good.
Thanks, man. You too. No, I don't think anybody would know you're as old as you actually are.
What, 23, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that cool? No, I'll be 43 or 44. I literally can't remember for reals this year.
In what month? What's your horoscope sign that people want to know?
Late October, Scorpio.
That's why we get along. I'm a Scorpio too.
Funky Scorpio. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. That's what's up, man. So I'm not even going to talk about the characteristics of it, I guess. Besides that, we sting. I won't talk about the libido part.
Yeah. I've heard that. I heard we're passionate, mysterious, great at it. Cool, man. Well, we have a lot to talk about.
What are we gonna? My bad.
No,
Your show now.
Please.
I was just gonna say, you want to get into some you want to start with like a crazy question or just some dumb like merchandise talk, or you want to talk about like how hot global warming is gonna make Portland this weekend? It's gonna be 110 in the next couple days here in Portland, where it's supposed to be rainy and like feel like fall year round.
That's hot. And actually, I'm wearing this flannel because I wanted to support. It's like 90 here right now in Pittsburgh. And so I'm sweating a little bit, but worth it because I look cool.
You look good.
Yeah, we could talk. That's a bit of a downer. I think we could build up to that.
Or you could flip it and talk about how dope it is to chill outside in the summertime and crush session IPAs, and that's cool, right?
So you're drinking a session right now, huh?
Yeah, I got a session. You got a regular, right?
I got a regular. I was, it's been a long week, so.
Well, a hazy. You got a hazy. I have a session West Coast. Dude, we said we would never do West Coast IPAs ever, right? And like people were just blown away when we finally dropped one. Not because of how amazing it is, just the fact that we said we would never do them. We finally
Why did you say that? Why did you say typically people like, I'm never going to do a hazy, but I'll do West Coast because it's classic.
Right. Well, it's just because everyone in Portland's known for like bitter West Coast IPAs. Like we were the king of the IBUs, and that's what, so you could get one anywhere. So why were we going to do it? We were the ones doing the weird stuff, the first ones to do hazy in the Northwest and like fruited sours. No one was doing the styles we did. And that's what really set us apart. It got us our niche market, niche, whatever market. But yeah, so finally though, people have been asking for it forever, and we were craving them as like owners, brewers, managers. So we started making them, and we like them, and they're selling. And why not, dude? Yeah, we like to drink them too.
Why not? Yeah. Was that so I know you met your two business partners because you all lived in the same neighborhood, is the story.
Same block, dude. Like literally like doors down from each other.
Was that what those cats were home brewing when you met them?
No, they were home brewing like a hazy IPA. Well, sometimes, but yeah, but the hazy IPAs, the stuff they were trying, like James made like a blueberry muffin from his garage, and they made Juice Box, the hazy IPA. They were trying to clone Heady Topper, and they made Juice Box, like this, which we now call JB, but it's
right.
It's basically a double hazy IPA, and in 2014 is when James had made one in his garage that absolutely blew my mind, dude, because I had never had a hazy IPA, and that. To me, I was like, what the fuck? This is not an IPA, right? It's juicy, it's fruity. It's the opposite of IPAs, right? And I loved it.
But then that became the niche. That was like, you leaned into that.
Correct. We leaned into it hard, dude. Yeah, because why not? Find something that's great, that like a segment of people really like, do it amazing, and then it just grew, right? It caught on fire across the country because breweries similar to us were all open at about the same time doing something similar too,
Yeah. Yeah, so I've seen on your cans the tagline "Keep Beer Fun." When did that motto sort of enter the picture? Was that from the very beginning? Who said that? Like, how'd that come to play?
So, yeah, back in the day, we started with our first slogan or mantra was passion for hops and patience for sours. And we were really in the barrel aged sours back then too. So James and Andy, we were trying to do them in clay amphoras. That unfortunately didn't work out. But that was our motto for a long time. And then lately, we've just been getting into things that are, in my mind, personally, more fun than just hops, right? And, so you and I have talked many times about this, but I'm not a brewer, but yet I'm the CEO, and I get to work on other cool, fun stuff. I want to help sell our beer, and I want our customers to keep coming back to Great Notion. So, I got us into things like comic books. I'm holding up, coloring books, right? This is a coloring book, like of all of our art.
Yeah.
Here's one we did with Bottle Logic right here. We got Keep the Fire right here. There's Jammy Pants right here.
Jammy Pants.
So we do, we're trying to come out with things like coloring books, comic books, video games, which we finally dropped. And I want to keep beer fun, right? The beer nerds of the world are the guys that are on Untapped, and guys and girls, and you probably have and other fine folks that we love are all probably watching this right now, right? But that's just a small population in America, right? And there's lots of people that don't give a shit how many IBUs your beer has, and don't care if it's got Citra, Mosaic, Galaxy, whatever. They just want to have fun. They want to drink a beer with their friends. They want to come in, have a burger and a beer. They don't want to nerd out about, did you dry hop for 7 days or just 2, or use some crazy equilibrium new process that Pete Oates posted about today on Facebook. Like, I don't know. They just want to have fun. So keep beer fun kind of turned into the mantra. We want to make fun beers. We want to brew them fun ingredients. We want to sell them in a fun way through the app. We want to deliver them in a fun way. We want you to get that cool box like Kenny got and popped on your IG Live, right? And make it look like you just got a box of Voodoo Donuts, if any of y'all ever saw that box from Portland. Or, I don't know, the iPad. Anytime you ever, when you first open your first iPhone or iPad, that fucking unboxing experience is so rad. And we wanted to mimic that vibe and that feeling.
But for beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's interesting to me is that, so you didn't start there, though. The first slogan you said was, say it again.
Passion for hops and patience for sours.
That's it. And that's kind of a serious slogan, right? And I think it speaks to the product, right? It speaks to like a caliber of product. But I think the evolution of Great Notion to me has been so interesting because it started there. It started with attention. If somebody wants to come to Great Notion and they want to nerd out over whether you dry hop for 7 days, 10 days, they can do that. But I think now you're growing, and part of that is reaching another audience, and that's where the Keep Beer Fun comes in. And the shirt you're wearing, the box that I got, which was dope, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We have some Cicerones on staff. Sorry, but I was gonna say we have some Cicerones on staff, so we'll definitely nerd out with you if you want. What were you gonna say? You felt what? I cut you off.
Joy. I felt joy. Yeah, I was in a meeting and my doorbell rang, and usually I'm just like, I'll keep the meeting going, but I knew what it was, so I was like, hey, I think I have to sign for this because it's alcohol. And my UPS dude knows me, so usually I don't actually have to sign. I wanted to see it. I had to like go get it right then.
Thanks,
And when I saw it, it was dope. It was the art. I mean, you showed us some of it. Yeah. Somebody asked, this is good. If people have questions, for sure, throw them up in the comments. I'll bring them up. Paulie will answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to ask my questions. But somebody asked if you ship to Calgary.
We do not.
But you ship to a bunch of other places, don't you?
Correct. Yeah, Calgary. I think we're talking about Canada, and unfortunately, we don't ship there yet. Maybe we can get that through UPS. I don't know. But right now, we're in 12 states. We're in PA, Vermont, DC, Kentucky, Nebraska. Did I say Nevada?
No.
Anchorage, Alaska, because it's too expensive to ship to other cities in there.
Right.
Oregon, Washington. What am I missing? I think North Dakota is a state that lets you right off the bat. Virginia, we're approved for also. There might be one more. We just
You said it, Virginia twice. Ohio?
Ohio's the last one. Correct.
Yeah. Thought so. I did my homework.
Thank you. So those are the ones we're allowed to. There's certain states, like I'd say a little more than half of them, about 8 of them. Every other brewery out there, I'm sure, has already researched this. You're allowed to, right? But then you got to unlock the others. There's like crazy hoops you got to jump through to get into certain states. And that's why certain breweries, like on the East Coast, can ship, or you might know like other half, they ship to New York, right? Like, you know, we're not allowed to ship direct to New York. All these states have crazy liquor laws, and it's controlled by the state, not the federal government. The wine industry, they got a lot more money than the beer industry, and they all got together 10 years ago and lobbied like crazy. And now any winery can ship to basically like 40 states they're allowed. But it's so dumb that you can with wine and not beer, right? It's the dumbest fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're corrupting youth with this or something.
The video, I'm trying to stuff them in with the video games.
Speaking of video games, there's actually a huge crossover I found out between people on Untapped and people who love video games, which is great. I love video games.
Yeah, badges, dude, right?
The badges. We just dropped 6 new ones today.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Speaking of games, the game just came out. For those of you who don't know, there's a Great Notion app. It's dope. You should check it out. Even if you can't even order the beer, just to see what the future looks like. It's so cool. I get lost in there sometimes. The art is incredible. And that's where, if you live in one of the states Paul mentioned, you can order your beer from there. You can order merch. I ordered this shirt through there. But yeah, I know you did a big release, a big new version release last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, yeah. It was
Recently.
about a week ago.
It was recently. And there's a game in there, which is dope. Can you tell us about
Most definitely. Yeah, dude. I've always wanted to make a video game I don't know, like every other potentially 40-year-old out there, right? I've been playing video games my whole life. And, first video game I got insane sucked into, probably like most of you guys, was Super Mario Brothers or Zelda. Yeah. Mario Brothers first, right? But then Zelda. And just got entrenched, right? And love video games. When I was in 12th grade and applying to colleges, shout out to Millersville University in Pennsylvania and then Temple University in PA, I applied as a computer science major. I was like, I want to make video games. And then finally in college, I realized I am so bad at programming, dude. I didn't know what the fuck programming was, dude. I just thought I could write the video game story and that counted. But no, dude, it's way, way, way harder. Then you got to code out there and learn logic and C++ and everything. Luckily, I got away with the computer science minor before switching into public relations and transferring back to Temple and Philly. But yeah, dude, either way, it's really hard to make video games. And now it's cool because this is 20-something years later and we finally dropped one. I made a video game, even though I didn't program it, right? I didn't program it, but I helped come up with the concept, So basically our first video game is Victoria Lane. She's female lumberjack. She's on our Superstar beer. And it's sort of like a Frogger, right? Instead of crossing the street, she's climbing up a tree. And It's basic, but it's fun as hell, dude, right? And you got to avoid branches. You got to avoid falling widowmakers, like crazy stuff falling on your head. And she can flip around and climb up the tree. And yeah, it's basic. It's awesome. It's a video game. We came out with our first one. You get points. You can rack up points and then climb up the levels and start to earn free things. And we're rolling out a point store in the near future, later this year. And it's kind of like, I don't know, my wife Melanie buys stuff on Sephora, right? I was thinking this morning about cat litter. You know, for the past 20 years, I've been buying Fresh Step cat litter. And I actually save up the stupid points. And once a year, I look to plug them in and get my free cat litter. It's kind of the same thing. So you can save up your points, rack them up. You'll be able to get a shirt or whatever, some cool stuff. So that's kind of what we're doing. Are you about to show me cat litter?
No, I got my Underberg caps.
What do you save up? Yeah, what do you get with those? What is that? I don't know.
Underberg, you know what
I don't even know what I'm looking at, dude. Oh, yeah. The little bottles.
Little,
they help the stomach. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they help the stomach. And if you go to like a traditional German beer bar or whatever, they have it all the time.
Wait, what do you get with those?
Oh, you can get all types of stuff. You can get shirts and stuff, but they also have, there's a little Underberg wagon you can get that holds in the back of the wagon. There's spots for Underbergs. You can get all types of stuff. Yeah, check it out. It's really cool. If you're like, actually, you should check it out because it sounds like you're building.
Yeah. So, I mean, so many people do that. Like, my chief operating officer, Ryan, he talked about how he used to save Camel Cash all the time back in the day. But there's tons of clubs, rewards programs out there, dude. And so that's what, we're trying to come up with something like that. We didn't want to have like a normal brewery. What do you even call it? I can't even think right now, but like a brewery club, like a club. Yes, you pay us $1,000 and, whatever, once a month you get just like a wine club, you get a couple of bottles or something like that. We wanted to come up with something different, make it way more fun and interactive through our thing. And the points thing is kind of cool. You can spend it how you like, so that's what we're coming out with.
That's rad. That's awesome. Cool.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. I wanted to start with this question because it's huge. I heard a rumor and it's a big rumor. If it were true, I didn't start with it, and so I'm going to ask you now. I heard a rumor. I heard Great Notion was opening up a tap room in the great state of California.
Whoa, California?
Confirm or deny?
So I think we're at the point where we can't deny anymore because something got leaked. Because you know how when a company files for a liquor license, all the local newspapers and stuff are kind of snooping it out, right? So so the Sacramento Business Journal, they hit me up the other day because we definitely applied for that liquor license. So Great Notion will be opening something in Sacramento in a couple months. And but here's the bad news. Bad news is we're not going to start with a tap room, but we are going to start with shipping and local delivery using DoorDash. So anyone in Sacramento will be able to get a couple cases of beer right to your house with DoorDash. Schedule it. The lease is signed. We already got the walk-in cooler going, so we're working on that. A lot of hoops to jump through, but we're headed to Cali. But I think soon after that, we're definitely aiming for a tap room.
That's awesome. And will that allow you to ship to Greater California?
We will therefore be able to ship direct to customers in the great state of California.
I love to
hopefully. I mean, dude, just for everyone out there, shit always gets delayed. It always costs way more, always takes way longer. So when I say end of the summer, probably means end of the year, but fingers crossed, we hope for the best,
Oh, well, congratulations. That's huge news.
Dude, thank you. This is the second place where it's being announced, by the way, or heard from, or heard about, confirmed. Yeah.
Well, good thing I heard a rumor then, so we can talk.
Yeah. We didn't put out a press release yet, or no big announcement on it yet. So if you're not listening, you're probably not even going to know about this. So don't keep it a secret for everyone listening and watching. Don't go drop it on the internets.
They're going to. Reddit's a thing.
Keep it a rumor.
Yeah, we'll keep it a rumor. Keep it a rumor. That can be our. I mean,
I like
I'm
that.
on it. Everybody watching, you can be in on it too. We'll keep it a rumor. Yeah.
It keeps you cooler that way.
It does. It definitely does. All right, we had a great question come in. I'm going to pull it up. Alan Beer said, what is the biggest – oh, great last name for this one.
Yeah.
What is the biggest pivot that Great Notion had to make during the pandemic?
We were very, very lucky, and that it's the I guess the opposite of what everyone else did. Like we knew we were always going to start shipping and delivery right around the time of the pandemic, because we planned for it. Like we had been working on the app a year prior, because that's the answer everyone else is going to give you to that question is, oh, we had to start delivering our beer, close the tap rooms, deliver beer. Lots of other people will say, yeah, we had to switch from draft to cans. And luckily for us, we were already slinging mad cans. People were already coming once or twice a week to line up to buy cases direct from us. So there wasn't, that much, beer burp, but there wasn't that much change with that. So I guess the biggest pivot is, yeah, we had to lay off a lot of employees, which sucked, getting furloughed, and still trying to make the best of the situation and just selling more cans, direct to customers instead of draft. It's same answers as everyone else, unfortunately. I guess we had to rush the app more than we wanted because the first version of it we dropped last April, and we rushed it hard right when pandemic hit because we're like, oh, this will make it more fun to buy our beer and then come pick it up or whatever. So yeah, we didn't really, unfortunately, have to make a major pivot. Luckily for us, we had planned this all along.
We got another question coming in.
Is this shirt hypercolor? Is that what it says?
Yeah. How'd you know that? Are you reading?
Shirt is hypercolor. Let's find a peach part right here. There's a little like peach and orange.
So for those of us who weren't,
whoa, you see the handprint? Where is it? Sorry, handprint here. Let's see. I want to find a better.
What year were you born? In the 80s or the 70s?
I was born in the late 70s, so I was a kid in the 80s, and when this there we go. Look at all that. Yeah.
All right. For those of us who weren't born in the late 70s, early 80s, what is hypercolor?
Hypercolor is basically where you can change the color of your shirt based on having a warmer temperature object placed on it.
That's
the
crazy.
most popular way is to put your hand on your shirt and you'll see a white handprint.
So it's like a mood ring.
Yes. So let's see if we can find it again. I don't know, right.
Shirt has that technology.
It's already white because I'm sweating because it's like 90 here in Portland today and I've been running around and I'm drinking.
I'm glad this flannel isn't hypercolor because
you'd be sweating your ass off. Are you wearing deodorant with or without aluminum in it?
Without aluminum, bro. I've been on that train since day one. My mom was a big, health person. She was feeding us like fake chicken nuggets back when that wasn't popular yet.
You should be living in Berkeley, dude.
What's up?
How come you're not living in Berkeley? Why are you in Pittsburgh then, bro?
Dude, I lived in Berkeley for like 2 different points in my life.
Oh, okay. I probably did know that. That's why you and James are so cool.
Yeah, that's why James and I get along.
Yeah.
He's also just a chill dude. There's that too.
Mm-hmm.
So fun fact about you for the people to know, you went to Babson, which is the same small entrepreneurial focused school that my dad went to. And so I'm very interested in the business perspective that you took away from that education. Is there like 1 or 2, or I don't know, I don't want to put a number on it, but are there a couple things that you came out of your MBA education with that really influenced what you do at Great Notion today?
Great question. My answer is there's no way I can just fucking give you like 2 bullet points, dude. I'm sorry. Here's what it did. It reinstilled the hustle that was already embodied in my fucking heart and soul anyway. Like I grew up with my dad, a roofer in Northeast Philly. Like I saw my dad hustle, working 6-7 days a week, growing up, right? So I knew you got to work your ass off, right? You set your mind on something, you work your ass off on it, right? So I already knew that. It kind of reinstilled that in me. Like, same with good to great. Like, you got to keep turning the flywheel. You pick a goal, you stick with your goal every day, these little incremental changes. The Japanese call it Kaizen. You just get better nonstop by keep hustling too. Like now that, Great Notion 6 years in, we have some great people working for us. Shout out to all of our employees and any employees watching. You guys are amazing. Now I can step back a tiny bit and not work, 60, 80 hours a week. I said 60 to 80 hours a week, where me, James, and Andy aren't doing absolutely everything.
Sure.
That's awesome. But you still got to stick with your ethos or whatever, right? Or what your company's based on, your principles are based on. Like at Great Notion, we're, hazy IPA, culinary sours and stouts brewery that's focused on selling direct to customers, right? And our core values are family, creativity, quality. And if you stick with what your company's all about, your business model, your strategy, and what you believe in, and stay true to those things as you go on, that's what's going to make you successful. So I don't know. That's a little takeaway for you. I'd also say don't try to do everything yourself. That's tough as hell. That's why I see a lot of breweries and I meet the other owners. They're also the brewmaster and the CEO and marketing. And, they're doing Instagram. They're doing everything. You can't do that. And that's another reason why we're really successful, I feel like, is we have a great split of personalities and skill sets between James, Andy, and myself. I'm the business guy. I love talking to banks, lawyers, marketing, etc. James is the creative guy, right? He's, always thinking of great recipes and ideas and stuff like that. And Andy has a science background. He's the guy in the lab. He's the guy helping us scale things up and in charge of the production facility. And I think we have just this really, three-way yin. What do you call the thing where there's three circles and they all meet in the middle?
Venn diagram.
Venn diagram. Thank you. But that's us, right? And it's nice to divide and conquer, right?
Definitely. Yeah, that's super interesting. I don't know if it was an interview and you brought it up or whether I came up with it, but I think you said it. But it's like the businessman, the mad scientist, or the magician and the scientist, or the engineer.
It's kind of how I've described the three of us for 6 years now, but I'll let you think you did it. That's cool.
I don't need that. That's not what helps me sleep at night, but I appreciate it.
So real quick, what's up with book number 2?
Oh, for those of you who don't know, I have written a book. It's called The Brewing Cloud. You can find it on Amazon.
It's really good. You guys should check it out, for real. I love sci-fi. It's a mix between sci-fi and beer. It was such a great book. I love the stories, Kenny.
About beer, The Brewing Cloud. And I got the sequel coming out soon. Are you out for it? Because you're on my mailing list?
I saw that mailing list. So, dude, you guys can get the book for free. Get Kenny's first book for free.
Go to kennygould.com. You can sign up for my mailing list, and you too will get the first book for free. Or you can buy it. You could do that too if you wanted, but you could also get it for free. Free download.
You like that plug, bro?
I appreciate that.
I bring it up because, dude, I want to write a sci-fi book. So I envy you.
Where did I read that? I don't remember where I read that. You write sci-fi. I didn't know that until today.
I don't know where that came from, but I want to write sci-fi. I want to do just like you. I have 12 ideas that I've written. I want to write, my first book will be a short story sci-fi book, and have 10 stories in it, each maybe, 10 pages each or something like that. I don't know how it'll turn out, but I have a ton of ideas and I'm going to keep cracking it. I want to keep going till I have 50 ideas, because then I bet I'm going to kill 40 of them, right? And stick with 10 to actually work on them.
Not every short story I wrote made it into the Brewing Cloud, It's just how it goes.
You save those bangers for number 2, right?
No, I trashed those. They never see the light of day. Number 2 is coming out soon. I was working on it this morning. I'd say I'm about 4/5 of the way there. I got 2 more stories I'm really trying to, and then we'll be good.
Word. You want me to take some questions? I see some questions.
I'm about to pull up the questions.
Okay.
So, okay. Wait, I saw a real good one. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Parallel stuff in there. Yeah, there we go.
Gaming. Speaking of gaming, are we going to see more barrel-aged on most of the stouts that you make? Like barrel-age, basically every stout you have for house pours.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Talk about barrel aging, Paul.
Great question. I feel like it was 3 years ago, man. I don't know. The last time we released Bourbon Barrel Double Stack and Bourbon Barrel French Toast, which is a collabo with Horace, Kyle from Horace, and then SoCal. It was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, something like that. And so we had brewed at that time the next version of it. They've been sitting in barrels for 24 to 30 plus months, and we're finally going to drop the next versions. It's only the second time I'll ever see bottles. Late summer. So everything's delayed. So let's just say September is when hopefully we should drop Bourbon Barrel Double Stack. And then we have 3 or 4 other great bottles that are bourbon barrel aged for a very long time that are going to drop that time as well. So we do have another bourbon barrel French toast with Kyle from Horace. We also have a Bottle Logic barrel aged collabo that's going to be sick. And then we have a Moxa one as well that's going to be banging too. So all those should drop between now and the end of the year. I'd say just wait for fall.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think what's easy to forget is that it takes like a really long time. So even if you make the beer and you're like, go, this beer's terrific, let's throw it in barrels, let's get it out. It's got to sit for 2 years?
Dude, yeah, it used to be like a year and a half, something like that. But just the demand from people these days is thicker, and so it takes a little longer, man. And I'm not a brewer, so I can't get too nerdy into how it's made. I just know people want it thick as heck, motor oil style. But you also want that good bourbon character too. So it's definitely taken longer. Like these days we're doing, they weren't ready up until they're finally like almost ready. And now we're talking to the bottle companies, which there's shortage on everything these days in the brewing world. I'm sure you guys know there's, so if you want these badass bottles, like if you're like, oh, my product's dope, I want to serve it in a dope container, there's delays on that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still have, actually, in the other room, I got a bottle of barrel aged double stack that you sent me.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago. I don't know.
That's with BBDM, bourbon barrel. Did you get the whole box?
I got the whole package.
Nice.
Yeah, when I was like, all right, I think Paul's got his. I wear that hat. I wore that hat all throughout Japan.
Oh heck yeah, dude!
That came.
I saw that on Instagram. Yeah. Dude, I love that hat. Yeah.
Great hat. Cool. Oh, John's got some great questions coming down the line here. This one is pretty interesting, I think. Does the new way of using Zoom make collaborations easier or harder for collabs?
So it's easier, but after you're doing like calls all day with your team and everything, you kind of don't want to do more calls with people. And it's weird because a lot of times the collabos are with new people too. Like, during the pandemic, we actually, right at the beginning, I was like, oh, let's use this to our advantage. We got Zoom. And I made James and Andy myself like each reach out to a bunch of people. We had like 10 collabs right in a row starting like last June. We had like a ton of them, dude. And we were talking, Zooming with people we had never actually met before in person, some of them. So it's awkward. It's forced. And we decided to slow it down after that. Yes, it's easy, but is it a little awkward and forced and weird? Yes, that too. But it's I guess it's cool. It's the new way. You drink beers. Like Kenny, you and I have met in person a bunch of times and talked. So that's why it's not as weird or awkward. But if you're, I know I'm fucking flip-flopping like crazy. It really depends on your personality, John. I'm sure you know too. Like if you're the person, like I actually don't mind as much, but some of my partners do. They're not like, the most social, the social people. They don't want to go to a party and talk to a million people anyway, unless they had a couple drinks. So especially if you ask them to do a Zoom call with people they never met at 10 in the morning, just some people don't like that stuff, I actually don't mind because I'm a natural born type of sales marketing person, so I don't mind that much,
James is a sweet, sensitive man.
I love Zooms though, okay?
Yeah, I was talking to Frank Scott Kruger, him from Humble Sea.
Yeah, we know Frank.
Cool. Yeah, I love Frank. He was telling me his philosophy on collabs because I went to do a collab as Hop Culture with Humble Sea. And he just took us surfing. Like that was the collab. And then I was like, well, are we going to do you want us to we're going to brew with you guys? Like, do you want us? And he's like, no, why would you do that? Like, you don't know our equipment. It's dangerous. Like if you don't know what you're doing, no.
Yeah, it's more about hanging out. Right. And that's when you do collabs, it's definitely more about the in-person part is way more just about hanging out and chilling and learning. You shoot the shit, you learn all about how they do business versus how you do it. You collaborate, but a lot of times the collaboration is done via email beforehand. Like you want to do an IPA or sour, what fruit do you want, blah blah blah. It is a lot of work because you got to work on the artwork sometimes like way far in advance, or you got to order the ingredients way far in advance or something like that too.
Yeah, we did a collab back in the day and we released that glass as is in New York City.
Yep.
Sold out.
Trying for triplets.
Trying for triplets. I still have it. It's awesome.
I still use that glass too, actually. So
there's a triple IPA, right?
Yeah, it had like all of our like funny characters, like but put like someone pushing a stroller with three.
Yeah. It was like 3 characters in a stroller.
Totally. Yeah.
Old business partner Travis Smith thought of that. I thought it was a great idea.
Cool. Yeah, I thought it was dope too. It was the first time we strayed from our artwork too. Like didn't have the whole Great Notion like far everything. Yeah, it was a bright yellow can.
It was still the same artist though, wasn't it?
No, we didn't use Chad Eaton. It was I think your guy did it.
Oh, Sam Taylor?
I think so.
Yeah, he may have done it, but I think he did it like in Chad's style. Maybe. Could have been making that up. Oh, this is funny. Our boy John again. He said he bought a keg of that triple IPA. I don't know where that was for sale, but
yeah, we don't normally sell kegs unless you're a local dude that owns like a local bar or whatever.
Maybe that's what it was.
Cool though. Yo, let me ask you a quick question too. So, what's it like for hop culture to be part of Untapped?
Oh, great question. It's been awesome, frankly.
We're talking about how we did a collabo years ago, and that was like a hop culture collabo.
I know. Yeah, we joined the Next Glass family in November, which is Beer Advocate, Untapped.
Oh, sorry, yeah. You're not part of Untapped, you're part of Next Glass.
For a very long time, they were synonymous. It was just the two of them. And then Osner, OZNR, which is an awesome company. Are people in Portland using Osner yet?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, check it out. I think you'd like it a lot. Check it out. Osner.
Yeah, I'll write it down. OZNER, right?
No E. OZNR.
Okay. What is it?
It's a platform that I don't know if it's relevant to Great Notion because you have your own app, but it's an app actually.
Oh, yeah. I
Check it out. Maybe it's relevant, maybe it's not. But for people watching, I know it's huge in Chicago right now. There's a lot of breweries using it. They just did a big release for Nelson's Greenbrier. It was like 6 figures worth of bourbon gone in like that.
Wait, so is it like is it actually competitive with Great Notion's app, or is it more like a ticket? What's it called, Ticketbrite or whatever? Like what is
Eventbrite or like?
Yeah, is it like Eventbrite?
It's so there's different tools within the software. Like if you want to do a random release, like if you knew you were going to get 10,000 people that wanted to buy a bottle of
Bourbon Barrel Double Stack, and you only had 800 bottles of it for those 10,000 people, Osner would like very seamlessly handle that, charge the people, they'd come in, they show you their code, it's done. They handle membership clubs. They handle it's at some point they handle like DTC, like direct to consumer shipping, which you guys do through your own app. But I don't know if it's relevant to you. Check it out though. It's really cool. And I know there's a lot of breweries now. They do ticket sales as well. They just handled sales for Tripping Animals, Irie Jungle Fest down in Miami. Yeah. I don't remember why we were talking about it. Did you go to Florida? There was a couple of festivals in Florida, like that one, the Wakefield one.
Yeah, I really wanted to go to that one, but we actually had a big digital festival the same day. That was our queer beer festival that we were throwing.
Yeah. We were scared. It's crazy how much has changed COVID wise, like now from literally just even like 2 months ago or 3 months ago. At least like how many people that I know, I'm not going to talk about the rest of the country or world, but many people that I know, we're in Portland. Portland's a bubble. It's different than, most of America. But the people that I know and hang out with friends and peeps here, like we feel way, way, way different, way less conservative with the virus now than we did just 2 months ago, because many publications that I read and trust, like that I highly trust, like the New York Times, for example, like, have put out new articles, new guidance and data showing whatever stuff that makes me feel more comfortable is all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I think the vaccine changed a lot for a lot of people, but
Yeah.
Florida's always been its own beast, right? Florida's going to Florida.
Yep. Yeah.
My whole family now lives down there, so it's been interesting talking to them.
Parents moved down there too, dude. Yeah.
Oh, did they? Where are they? Well,
they're in Delray. They go back and forth, just like many Philly people. They go back and forth between Delray and the Jersey Shore.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. It's interesting who goes to the eastern side of Florida versus the western side of Florida.
Yeah. Oh, maybe because Pittsburgh's Western PA, they go to Western Florida.
Pittsburgh is actually, I think, like kind of the cutoff. So Pittsburgh is like 50-50, but you get into Ohio and it's West Florida. It's like the western side. In my experience, I'm not going to generalize in 2021, but
Yo, is John L. Gaiman, is that tall John?
John,
just curious. What's up, dude? If it is, what's up, bro?
Who's Tall John?
It's an amazing customer. Cool peeps.
Oh, well, he wants a Mortalis collab.
Yeah, cool peeps.
Make it happen.
Yeah, he brought us some Mortalis a while back.
Oh, that's great. I imagine that's who it is because he said he bought a keg of beer and you can only get that from you guys.
You're local. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to.
You got any more of those questions?
Yeah, I was just going to look at my list of questions. Oh,
if not, I got more for you. But yeah, let's do yours.
How'd you get so good looking? That was number one. I totally forgot to ask.
I think I might have wrote that one.
Yeah, you texted me that one. Well, that's the answer.
Oh, the answer is yes. Just say yes, even though it doesn't answer the question. The answer is yes. For my parents.
Why isn't the app out on Android yet?
The answer is it is.
But the game
it is out on Android. No, versions 1 and 2 are out on Android, and 3 without the game. It's so weird. Like, unless you have an Android that's new, as in within the past year and a half, it doesn't fully support augmented reality, and there's augmented reality in our code for this version. Because right after this game that's out now, we have these augmented reality characters coming out this summer too. And so it was already in the code for this version, and we found out way too late that like it's not going to fly on the newest versions of the Android. So Android users unfortunately going to have to wait to play that climb game. I think roughly 60 days is when we're going to release the new version that'll have that in there for Android, but also a couple augmented reality characters, and then this really dope Instagram kind of filter where you can talk into you could say like, "Hey, how you doing, Kenny? What's up?" And then you'll have the Juice Jr. guy like take off his hat and say, "Hey, how are you doing, Kenny? What's up?" In a super high pitched voice. It's pretty dope filter. You could throw that on like IG stories or whatever.
That's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that's so interesting. There's nobody else doing that right now. It's probably why you're doing it.
Yeah, dude.
Keeping beer fun, Paul.
Keep beer fun. Yeah, I hope it brings a return. It's like stupid to spend that much money. My partners might kill me if they knew how much we spent on making those video games. But hopefully it brings a return on investment. Hopefully people like it, they play it, share it, to Instagram or whatever, and then it's marketing. Then hopefully it comes back and people are like, dude, I want to play a game. I want a new game. Yeah. So hopefully it brings new customers. We'll see, man.
Yeah. Do you still play? Are you still a gamer? You got 2 kids.
I am playing games with my kids now, but it's not the games I want to be playing, and I'm too tired. By the time they go to bed, I can't play like Mortal Kombat 11 or, whatever other games I'm trying to play right now, the new Zelda or whatever, unfortunately I have to play well, it's not unfortunate. I fucking love Mario Kart. So I basically just play Mario Kart with them nonstop, and it's awesome. But they're really into Animal Crossing. I'm not a fan of that.
So you have the Switch. You're
the Switch, yeah.
Who's your Mario Kart character?
Yoshi. I like red or black Yoshi. I don't know. Or Link. You'd be Link. How about you?
I like who have I been using lately? I'll tell you, I'm a motorcycle guy over a 4-wheel.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
It's Dry Bones.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I like the motorcycles.
That's what up. Yeah, someone asked on Facebook which Mortal Kombat I like too, because it said it in the bio, and there was like a comment.
Who's your favorite Mortal Kombat?
I'm Mortal Kombat 2 all the way, and I don't know. I kind of always had a soft spot for Kitana. I love her. Not Liu Kang, dude. I don't know. Probably Raiden and Kitana, my faves.
You're not like a Sub-Zero Scorpion guy?
Scorpion, yeah. Sub-Zero, I always thought was too easy and cheesy to win all the time, too. Yeah.
Get over here.
Did you see the movie on HBO Max?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The action was dope, but the acting was so bad, dude. Like,
yeah, that's more.
I'm not gonna watch that again. Yeah.
No. Have you seen the second Mortal? You have the second Mortal Kombat movie with the wolf guy, and
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't, because it was one of the worst.
Nightwolf.
It was so bad.
Huh? No.
The second movie? No, there's like a wolf guy. There was.
I don't remember. So I know the wolf guy's Nightwolf. I don't remember the second movie though.
Oh, interesting. You probably blocked it out because it was terrible. You saw the new movie, right?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The fight scenes were amazing, dude.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That was cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, Scorpion was sick in it, dude. He was sick.
Awesome. That's awesome. But on the whole, terrible acting.
Terrible, bro. Yeah.
No real plot to speak of.
It was the worst in the movie. Yeah.
Actually, I'll say this. I think that's actually what they did wrong, is they tried to make a plot.
No, okay.
Yeah. But it was so nonsensical. It would have been better off just sticking to the essence of Mortal Kombat, which is what you were saying. Just
the acting was better in like the last Switch game, Mortal Kombat 11. Like on the Switch, the acting was better on that than the movie, dude.
Yeah, I watched a YouTube video of all the new fatalities the other day. I just spent like 20 minutes watching every fatality.
Dude, I showed my kids the Babe-alities from like MK2. Like they love it, dude. So I got to download that.
That's awesome.
They're too young for the new games, though, dude. It's way too violent, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Somebody said, how can we get more U.S. beer into the UK? I'm going to change that question a bit. How can we get more Great Notion beer into the UK?
Yeah, I don't know. We got to work with a distro to do a drop there. I don't even know if we ever did. I think maybe one time through like McKellar's partner or something like that.
Yeah.
We should probably do it again.
It's hard because it has to go by, doesn't it go by sea usually?
Well, you can definitely do air. I mean, we kind of require air when it's hot for these if it's our hazy IPAs, but it doubles the price, man. It adds insane price.
It's more expensive.
Yeah. Real quick, I just wanted to shout out Bertoni, and this is Abbey Creek Wine. Bertoni, first black winemaker in Oregon. And we did a collab with him. It's a Belgian Saison. Well, we call it a table beer, right? Table beer. It's only like 4%, but we used his Gamay Noir juice in the beer, and it turned out amazing, dude. So just shout out to Bertoni.
Wait, what is that? And how do I find this winemaker?
Abbey Creek Wine. So ABBEY. His wine's awesome too, and then their names are amazing. Like they have one called Ready to Die, right? Their slogan's kind of like hip hop wine and chill. So they have there's a wine called Ooh Wee. It's literally called Ooh Wee. They have one called Janelle Monáe, another Ready to Die, right? So they have some really dope names. They make great wine, and Bertoni's just an amazing character. And I did an interview like this with him, and he's one of those people that when you leave, you learned like 20 new things about life. Like you should definitely, he gives you an MBA in life every time you watch it. And it is awesome, man.
I'll bring him on. That sounds great.
You should. 100% recommend or intro you, and I highly recommend it.
Paul, what do you know about hip hop?
I don't know anything, man. I mean, I used to run a record label, but I don't remember anything about it.
Are you lying to the people right now?
I'm lying about not knowing anything, maybe. I don't know, but don't get me to freestyle. I'm not buzzed yet, dude. So
all right. We'll play another day. For those of you who don't know, well, you just said it. You used to run a record label, and I know that about you. It was a leading question. I wanted you to talk about it.
So here's a couple pieces of vinyl that I put out back in the day. Shout out to Kenneth Masters, Briz, Department of Rec. Right, so there's just 4 of them, but we put out like 10 pieces of vinyl back in the day. There's, by the way, is this working? Yeah, Grand Royal Magazine, the Beastie Boys' old magazine. There was only like 5 actual issues, but they had this poster in there, like the history of the turntable. So it's hanging up in my office right here. It's pretty dope.
That's awesome. You used to make music yourself, didn't you?
I was a horrible rapper, and that's kind of where I found my business sense inside me is. I was in a hip hop group, right? This is this is 90. Well, we started it in 91. It was called Thorn. So 1991, me and my boy in homeroom were rapping, whatever, right? But then, we broke up during the first year or two in college, got back together, had a group called BBR, Big Brother Resistance, from the book 1984, Big Brother. And it was like political rap. It was like Rage or whatever, but straight hip hop, not with a band and everything. And so we were doing this in 1998, okay, in Philly, and we were at like the Arrakis Records was my label, and this was like the height of Philly underground hip hop. And so we were opening for like Hieroglyphics would come to town, Atmosphere. All my groups were the opening groups. And so by groups, I mean like I quickly realized I sucked at rapping, and the people that we would let cameo and guest on our songs and drop verses and everything, I realized they were way better. And so I was just like, let me just be the marketing dude, the manager. So I had got a credit card at Temple University. It was $500 limit. I was like, oh, let me see what I can do with this. Let's put out a record, so just paid for some studio time. And we put out our first piece of vinyl in 98. And then, so then I was like, oh, let's do Briz. I was like, this dude down the block was sick as shit. He just freestyled. He never wrote his raps, literally just kept them in his head. He was sick, dude. And so, so we put out his record and then other friends. But then Napster came along. And everyone was, because I started selling CDs, and there'd be like 3 people would come up, be like, yo, let me get a CD. And they'd be like, oh, just you buy one and I'll just download that shit or whatever from you, or I'll burn it. I'll burn the CD, right? So I lost so much money, I don't know, whatever. But
look where you are now, Paul.
Met my wife, moved to Portland, whatever, different business,
This is awesome, man. Well, I always love talking to you. Usually we schedule these things for half an hour. We've almost been going for an hour.
Oh, snap. I thought it was an hour.
Well, more minutes. I'm having fun. Yeah, man. Oh, wait. I'm reading my questions again. Oh, are smoothie beers still hot? Tell me about smoothie beers. What's up with that? Are people drinking them?
Dude, they sell like crazy still. I mean, I feel like not everyone's still doing smoothie beers, because in Portland, there's really only like maybe 3 breweries doing them, But shout out to Ruse and Oakshire. I don't know who else is doing them here in Portland. This is we have kind of like 2 brands of smoothies. We got one called Mellifluous. It's got the lava lamp on it. We have another called Edge of the Desert or Desert. You pick. I don't know. But yeah, we've been dropping them. People have been loving them, dude. They're going nuts over them. They're just the new Berliner Weiss, man. They sell like crazy. Hopefully ours don't explode when you ship them, right? Hopefully ours are the right ABV. And I don't know.
So they're still hot is the answer.
Yeah. Definitely, bro. They're still hot. I mean, what do you think?
Oh, I think they're still, I think whatever people want is hot. I don't know. I've never been one for like, I can only make this style because it's like what I need to make in my heart. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Then it should be a hobby and you should homebrew. Like if you're trying to make a commercial product for an audience, then like talk to them and see what they want and ask them. And if they want smoothie beers, make them smoothie beers. They're having fun.
Steve Jobs didn't do that. We didn't do that. People did not want a hazy IPA and a fruited sour when we opened Great Notion,
Then why'd you make it?
Because we want to be ahead of the curve, bro. We want to start that curve.
That's interesting. You make your own market. Well, that's why you have your MBA.
Like I said, only 1 or 2 other breweries doing smoothies in Portland. I think the majority of beer drinkers in Oregon, where we're at, and in Seattle, no one's doing it in Seattle either. Majority of, and we have 2 locations up there, but the majority of beer drinkers don't know what a fucking smoothie beer is. I'm literally educating people every day, just my friends, and fam, and people, like I'll take my kids to the playground, I'll start talking to someone about beer. They don't know what a smoothie beer is. So it's still on the come up big time. Still, it's the right time to be in there. Like,
That's so interesting that it's like you said earlier, you were the first brewery in the area to make the hazy IPA. It's interesting to hear that the smoothie beer, which on the East Coast has been out, that's people have been drinking that for a couple of years now, but to hear that it's still up and coming is really interesting.
Yeah. You think a couple years? I guess so. Yeah. Right. Who was one? I know 405 North kind of blew it up, right? Who else do you think kind of?
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting because I also think the 90s was 10 years ago. So time just doesn't work anymore for me. But I don't know. It's a really good question. There's nobody like I'm in Pittsburgh now, and I'm trying to think. There's nobody that I know that does it exclusively. Like everyone I know that's making smoothie beers is also making hazy IPAs.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting question.
Well, we're trying to drop like I'd say about 2 a month, and yeah, they're selling super fast. You know,
they're
like
tasty.
basically from the day we drop them, they're not selling out same day just because we have way bigger tanks these days than we used to. You know? But I'd say they're gone in about like 3 days max. You know.
Do you have beers that are still selling out just day of?
Unfortunately, no, but it's again because we've got
huge.
Like our tanks are now 3 to 4 times the size they were.
Yeah,
a long time ago. Yeah. Plus COVID, a lot of people don't have as much money as they used to. You know, people aren't buying 3 cases at a time because they've been laid off for a year or whatever. You know, so I don't know. Economy is a little different these days.
Definitely. Here's a good question. You got any words of advice for someone who wants to get into the beer business and start brewing?
Yeah, and maybe Trevor missed my early words of advice too, but I wouldn't do it all yourself. I'd find some. Actually, that's a good point too. You know, you do have arguments with people when you get partners too. There's advantages of doing that and disadvantages. Yeah, I do think that I would not start a brewery myself if I were to do a brewery again, because it's way too much work to brew and do marketing and finances and HR. And, you know, yeah, especially as you grow, HR is a much larger thing, as we all know these days, with everything that went down a couple weeks ago, or at least was brought to light a few weeks ago in the beer world. Right. So, yeah, I think I might, if I were you, I'd probably skip a restaurant, you know, because we started brew pubs with, you know, full kitchens too. I'd probably skip that part of it. I'd outsource that if you want food, or do the food truck thing, even though then you got to manage food truck schedules. If you live in a state where you don't even have to have food at all, that's probably awesome. Yeah, I'd find some great people to help you out is what I would do.
That's great advice. Mm-hmm. Build a team.
Yeah. And then I mean, they can review, Trevor, you can review kind of what I said earlier about getting your strategy and your business values in place right away, and kind of reiterate them to the team every so often. We had our first company meeting on Monday in like 2 years. I've done Slack posts, you know, to my managers, but this was an in-person company meeting, although we have 5 locations now. So we had about 40 people in person at one location, 10 to 15 people would be at the other location out of Alberta, and then everyone else at their house. But it was awesome to bring up all the leaders, like the team leads got to speak and introduce themselves to everyone, went through our core values, everything we care most about, what our goals are for the coming year, revealed a couple big secrets as well.
Ooh. You said your core value, you got 3: family, creativity, and
quality.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
I'm going to drop one insanely confidential secret thing, even though it's confidential. Should I drop it here? This is the only thing I'm going to say. I'm going to say one word, and then you can't get any more out of me, but I'm just going to say Trailblazers. So let's just move on. What's the next thing?
How am I going to move on after that, Paul?
Because it's 4:58. We got to wrap up.
Boy.
Well, it's 4:58 for me.
58 for me. All right. That was crazy. I'm glad everybody stayed for that. Remember, you're cooler if you keep it a rumor. What is an ingredient you are tired of seeing added to beers?
A great notion. It might be blueberries, man. We put blueberries in every single beer you can think of, and done every iteration of blueberries. But Oregon blueberries are amazing. I don't think
as a blueberry state.
Paul is personally blueberried out. So I can say for the whole company.
Paul is blueberried out.
Yeah, it might be marshmallow. I might be marshmallowed out too. I don't know.
One of the beers you sent me has marshmallow in it. I like that you call out, by the way, on the label. It's like, and artificial marshmallow flavoring. I like that. Like,
marshmallow is artificial, dude. Some people were like weirded out by it. They're like, you use artificial marshmallow? I'm like, dude, marshmallow's not. You can't pick a marshmallow on a tree, dude.
Why? Can you imagine though, if you could? How dope would that? I do appreciate the transparency, because it also says like artificial strawberry flavoring, and it's like,
chill, bro.
It says it on the can, man. I'm not blowing up your
spot. Call out our secret ingredients. No, you have to if you send across state lines, you have to. So thousands of other breweries around the country are breaking these rules. I mean, they have to.
I know that. Yeah. Well, thanks for. I appreciate it. I'm like, I'm still going to drink it, but at least I know what I'm doing to myself, you know?
Dude, it's in everything. We put real stuff, and then we also sometimes add that. We switch stuff up. So sometimes you'll get all puree from like a local vendor. Sometimes we'll go get tons and tons of real fruit when you can't get strawberries in the winter, right? It's puree or extract is what people are using, right? You can mix and match. You can do both. You can do juice. They have juice concentrate. They have whole fruit. They have like 100 different mediums of the adjunct you can do, and we mix and match them all, dude.
Sure. That's how you get the flavor, that tasty Great Notion flavor.
Yeah, I want people to say, wow, like take a sip. Like, holy crap, wow, how did you do this? That's what we want to knock you on your head.
I love it. Anything else you want to mention that you have? I mean, you dropped 2 mind benders tonight. But
no, I'm good, man. I really appreciate you having me on. This is awesome. This is going to be on YouTube, right? We're on YouTube Live, not Instagram, not Facebook. We're on the
subscribe, smash the like button. Smash at the beginning. I'm still learning my YouTube.
Yeah.
Stuff,
Subscribe to Great Notion.
Subscribe to Great Notion. What's your handle?
We don't really do YouTube much anymore. We used to.
Wait, did you mean on YouTube? You want people to subscribe to Great Notion?
Definitely Instagram. How about download our app? Just simply go to greatnotion.com, download the app. That's the most important thing. Get in there, learn about the characters. If you got an iPhone, go to characters. You can find Victoria Lane's game. We're dropping like little Easter eggs in the app too. Yeah, create an account, get some points, dude. Get a free once you order some beers and check a couple things in, you hit the first level basically, and you get a hat. You
just get a free hat.
Not right when you create the account, but the first level up. Your first account for creating accounts, the greenhorn. Then once you level up to brush hog, you earn a free dope beanie.
That's amazing.
It's really easy to hit it too. I think you just need to do like maybe 1 order and then check a bunch of stuff on it. It might be 2, but it's not that much.
That's great. And then you can get yourself a sick green flannel. Like
yeah, you can order that on the app.
Where can I order the shirt you're wearing? Is that
it's not out. It's not out yet. It comes out once we release the next Mellifluous.
All right.
The next smoothie.
Good thing I have the app so I can keep checking.
Yeah, get that smoothie.
Hell yeah. Well, this is a pleasure as always, Uncle P. Yeah, go download the app. Check out.
Thanks for having me, Kenny.
Always a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon.
Cool. Peace, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, Paul. He's like my uncle. That's why I call him Uncle Paul. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for sticking around. This was a super long episode, but we just let it run because Paul's the man. From everyone at Untapped Virtual Happy Hour HQ, a.k.a. my office, thanks for being here. I'm Hop Culture Ken, creative director at Untapped, founder of Hop Culture. Find me on Instagram at Hop Culture Ken. I love talking to people. Just launched a website, kennygould.com. You can join my email newsletter. And that's what we got tonight. Have a great weekend. Have a happy 4th if I don't talk to you before then. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Cheers.